Hello, Citizen Viking Scholars. I want to talk to you about three things today, and the first is safety. The second is the beginning of the school year, and as we think about goal setting for the rest of the year. And the last is just some friendly reminders when it comes to our Viking pride. So, first and foremost, safety. We understand that with the high school shooting that occurred last week, that perhaps you might be feeling anxious or upset. Understand, we completely expect that. It is normal. We don't have robots in our building that we think just can ignore what's happening in the world and just continue on. With that said, if you have a friend in the building or you yourself are struggling with some thoughts, feelings, anxiety, upset, angry, whatever that might be, you can speak to someone in this building. You have the opportunity to go see counselors or trusted adult, and we can help you with those feelings. So please understand that your safety comes first before anything else, and that's your physical and your emotional safety. And as we talk about the physical safety, we also understand that there are 100 adults in our building and over 800 students. And with that being said, there's 8 times as many students, Citizen Viking Scholars, as there are teachers, adults, merchants of hope, whatever you want to call us. Be nice. And with that said, you have 8 times the amount of ears to listen with and eyes to see things. So if you see something, hear something, and you don't feel certain about your safety or the people around you, please talk to an adult, and we will help make sure that we put the right procedures in place to help you and to help keep our schools safe. And that includes keeping doors locked. Do not, under any circumstances, open the doors to anybody outside of the building, or if you see someone in our building who is not wearing a badge or some sort of visitor sticker, please let an adult know, and we will take care of that as soon as possible. And also know that we have Officer Mendoza in our building, and he is always walking around our building, making sure that we're safe. And we are super, super happy to have him here. At least I am. So, that being said, there's also one or two other things that you need to know that perhaps just are reminders. If a school shooting or an intruder did happen to come into our building while you were at lunch, you would get to a safe place. And that means away from windows, close to the floor, and behind the serving line and into the actual kitchen. And if you were outside, you would stay outside and you would go into a hiding spot within probably the trees or somewhere off of the main open areas. And then if you're in the gym, you're going to go into the locker room. So we have plans, we have places we can go and things that we can do to keep ourselves safe. And that is that's the first talking point. That being said, you also need to know that as we are headed into September and the rest of the year, we've gotten some data that shows we've got some room for growing, and that is always what we're targeting from an academic standpoint. Your MAP and IXL scores have come in, and you finished those tests, and our goal setting is going to be made based off of your initial scores. So that said, you will have the opportunity to participate in Rewards Day based off of your performance in class, whether you're doing your work, and also how you reach your goals. So if you had an IXL score of 800 in August, your goal for October is going to be 820. So add 20 points to the first score, and that's going to be your goal. So as you're doing your IXL and or your reading practice, please remember it is so that you can grow. It's not to make you jump through a hoop or to make you miserable. It is to help you grow. So now may be a good time to talk about our discipline matrix. So if you don't know, on your launch point, if you see this tile, you can click on it and see what the discipline matrix means. The reason we are sharing the screen has mostly to do with the fact that we have had more students putting their hands on one another as we've gotten into the month of September. And that's because we feel comfortable, we feel familiar, and as a result, we're just starting to put our hands on one another, which is not acceptable. We need to keep our hands to ourselves. And ultimately, the reason that we do this is to maintain our own safety, and we're following Viking Pride, which integrity is doing what you need to do without anybody watching you, which means not touching somebody. Because oftentimes one touch leads to another touch, and those touches can lead to more touches. And if we're playing, it can turn into fighting, and we don't want any of that. And ultimately, the safety and Viking pride go hand in hand. We need to remember that as we move forward. And this is also just a friendly reminder. If you plan a fight in our school, you will be charged with a crime. And also, if you are following other people and making threats in our school, that also will be charged, and you will be going to the RYDC. So just wanted you to understand we are taking safety seriously and also following our Viking pride.